Well, hey everybody, welcome to this Photoshop 101 class, Getting Started. I know that Photoshop can be really daunting. Gosh, I remember it so well when I first started. I thought, oh my goodness, I am never going to learn this. It was so intimidating. I can confidently tell you that with the courses that we're going to create here and that you'll have on hand and at your disposal, you could watch these over and over, and it's going to be just like we're sitting right there next to you, getting you over this hump. What I can promise you is this, is that once you get over this learning curve, it's going to be smooth sailing from there. You'll just continue to always add to your arsenal as they grow and as they create new features in Photoshop, but I'm confident we can get you there, and we can probably get you there really quickly. As with our other courses, we have had quizzes. We're not going to have a quiz on this today, but you are going to have an assignment. We'll talk about that at the end. Essentially what you're going to do is I'm going to have you go ahead and open up your Photoshop and just repeat what we have done. But let's just go ahead and get started. When you open Photoshop, you're going to see, or when you buy the Creative Cloud, which is about $10 a month as I'm recording the video, you're going to see that something is going to pop up way up in here at the very top of your screen called the Creative Cloud. Now, I've been signed out. Let me sign in really quickly because I want to show you what this is. You'll just hit sign in if this ever happens, and you'll put in your user ID and password. And you'll hit sign in. The benefit of Photoshop Creative Cloud is that anytime they upgrade Photoshop, it's going to update you. So now we can see that this is opened, this is highlighted to drop down, and now we've got all of these different features at the very top. We're going to go to Apps, and now this is going to be where it tells you what you have available to you for the apps, and then also whether or not it needs to be updated. My Photoshop has been updated, you can see, so I'm good to go. You could open it from here, but usually I just go ahead and I open it from my Finder window. I'm operating on a Mac. I have an Applications folder, and then I can just find Adobe Photoshop will be at the top underneath the A's. And you'll want to choose the most recent, which for me right now is the 2018. Alternatively, I also on my Mac have it down here in my panel, and I don't remember what Mac calls that, I apologize, but I keep it down here as well just because I use it so often, and that can be handy if you're a Mac user as well. When you first open Photoshop, it's going to look exactly like this. Now, I'm a right-handed person, and so I want to make a couple customizations and change the layout of how my Photoshop looks. We're going to do this together and make a new workspace for you to get you off and running. So you'll see over here at this top right, this is where your workspaces are. Mine is naturally set to photography, but we're going to make a new workspace. So we're going to go down here and we're going to click New Workspace. And let's call this, you're going to call it your workspace, so like Jill's workspace or whatever your name is. Let's call this Test Workspace. So we're going to hit Save. Now when we go back up here, you're going to notice in the drop down, Test Workspace is now listed on the top. I've done one for my friend Rick, I've got one for myself, and this is our Test Workspace. So what we want to do is we want to make a couple changes. I mentioned that I am right-handed. So what I want to do, this is going to be your primary toolbar in which you'll almost do everything in Photoshop through this toolbar. Rather than me making some changes and moving to the left, making some changes and moving to the left, going clear across the screen, I really enjoy having my toolbar over here. If you're left-handed, you may just want to keep it exactly where it is. What you're going to do is you're going to pull this. You can see these dotted horizontal line right here. You're going to just pull that over to the right hand of your screen. We're going to put it right here in between these two bars right here. So you're going to drag it over. You see that blue button or the blue bar appears? Just drop it right in there and boom, you've got it. Now something else I want to do is I don't really need this, I don't really need this, and I don't really need this. So now that long bar has gone away, these aren't really imperative to what we're doing. So let's just go ahead and close those. We don't need them. The less things that are going to confuse us, the better. Your histogram is going to be something that you're going to use. We're going to leave that there. I want your adjustments to stay here, and everything else is great. So now your workspace is set up and you are ready to go. So what I'd like you to do, this was a very short video. We're going to get into what all of the tools do as we move forward. But now I want you to go into your Photoshop. I want you to make your workspace and get that set up before we move on.